in a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sour, I promise myself to treat myself and visit a nearby tower. And climbing to the top will throw myself off in an effort to make clear to whoever wondered, like when you're shattered, left standing in the lurch at a church where people saying, my God, that's tough, she stood him up. No point in us remaining, we may as well go on as I did on my own, alone again, naturally. To think that only yesterday I was cheerful, bright and gay, looking forward to who wouldn't do the role I was about to play. And as if to knock me down, reality came around, and without so much as a mere touch, cut me into little pieces, leading me to doubt. Talk about God in His mercy, who, if He really does exist, why did He desert me in my hour of need? 'Cause I truly am indeed alone again, naturally. It seems to me that there are more hearts broken in the world that can't be mended, left unattended. What do we do? What do we do? Over the years, and whatever else stands appears, I remember I cried when my father died, never wishing to hide the tears. And at 65 years old, my mother, God rest her soul, couldn't understand why the only man she had ever loved had been taken, leaving her to start with a heart so badly broken. Despite encouragement from me, no words were ever spoken. And when she passed away, I cried and cried all day, alone again, naturally. Oh, alone again, naturally. Oh, alone again, naturally.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Creators Corner number 5. And this is a special one. Well, everyone's a special one, but this one a little bit more so because I have a liar in my midst. I had a guy who infiltrated my wrestling podcast, infiltrated it, goaded me into conversations, got onto my show. But guess what? He's the most talented son of a bitch I've met in a long, long time. His name is Ed Crowley. His name is Ed Crowley, and you just were listening and watching a video that he did. How many years ago was that one?
That was about 3 years ago, I think.
Absolutely incredible cover. My wife and I were watching. I got to be completely honest. I'll start at this. When we were talking about having you on, I wasn't expecting a lot. You know, I'm like, okay, I just met this random.
You never
guy.
do. You never do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just met this random guy. He's really funny and stuff, but I'm a musician, mate, and you should have me on your show, mate. And I'm like, okay.
Whoa, Dick Van Dyke turned you then. Let's rewind that a bit.
So I was like, okay, all right, I'll get him on eventually, you know. And then I was like, well, maybe I should listen to his stuff because I've been really busy. I haven't had a chance. And so I watched his YouTube video that he sent me, and I mean, it absolutely floored me, as I'm sure it has you guys watching now, because it's a beautiful 4 minutes worth of work. I mean, you really feel, you connect with music, man, when you sing it. You have this way of expressing melody. And I said this to you in a message yesterday, and I'll say it again. I felt it was like a marriage of James Taylor with a very contemporary and melodic tone that he doesn't always construe. But, man, you were absolutely brilliant. You have a great voice, and I'm absolutely privileged to have you on the show. So with that,
as you should be,
welcome to Creators Corner, Ed Crowley.
Thank you, thanks for having me on, dude.
Hey, no, thank you for being
but
here.
all that stuff that you said about me, you were spot on, correct. I am that fucking good.
You are.
Right, this is a myth. Like, who said you can't buy your own hype?
No, drink that Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
drink
I do.
the fucking
I do.
Kool-Aid.
Like,
don't worry about it.
What happened was, I think when I started doing a lot of gigs towards the beginning, when I was maybe like 19, when I really started to do live performances a lot, people would come up to me and it'd be like, oh, you know, wow, you're really, really good. And it was just, at first I did the whole humble thing, like, oh, wow, thank you. No, really, did you think that? And so once you start getting told that a long time, then it sinks in. You go, oh, right, I am. And that's when you start to get your real sort of professional kind of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, it's also, I think that's why a lot of record labels, they teach people how to like take compliments like this, especially like in the media and stuff, because you need to come across as a really good guy.
Sure.
Whereas I didn't have that, so it just came to the point where anytime anyone came up to me and said, wow, that's a really good show, I'd be like, yeah, I fucking practiced a lot, so I should be pretty good.
Yeah.
I get a mixture of reactions to that one, I gotta admit.
I'm sure. I guess it's better than the typical budding musician's reaction, like, yeah, thanks. Would you like to go have sex now?
Oh, it is. Don't get me wrong. Every other musician is thinking what I say.
Would you like to fuck now? I mean, that's...
Exactly. Like, so, yeah, you know, buy me a fucking pint.
Right.
Because it was never girls, and girls never came up to me.
Oh, okay. Well, then
it was
you probably
always like
weren't
old
thinking
dudes,
that
because I did like 60 songs or Beatles, you know, this sort of thing. So literally, the only people coming up to me after the show were like a 60-year-old bald man who still lives at home with his mum.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Because I did a really good Dylan cover.
Yeah, I could see
Which
that.
is fine by me.
Yeah.
Because I shagged their daughters instead. So.
Right, it's an ins and in, right? So let's go ahead and let's start at the beginning. Let's get a little bit of background.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up? Obviously, that accent is not American. So tell us a little background about you, because we've been talking a lot, but I don't know a lot about who is Ed Crowley. So let's start there. Where'd you grow up? How old are you? All that good stuff. Let's introduce you to the people.
Okay, right. Well, I'm 31 years old. I grew up in the north part of England, in Lancashire, in a place called Wigan.
Is that a Cockney area?
No, it's not. This is in the Cockney area is London, which is south.
Ah, damn.
So right. Well, now we're learning. this is why we're friends. But so Lancashire is up in the northern part, which is, let's say you've got Scotland at the top. Yeah. Which is their own country.
Yeah.
And then you've got the north. Then it comes down to the Midlands, which is like Birmingham and things like that. I know America has a Birmingham.
Sure, yeah, Alabama.
And then you've got the southern parts, and London and stuff is down by there. So I grew up in the northern part of England.
Okay, gotcha. North is up. I know, I'm good.
Yeah. Don't need a compass.
I got it. I'm all over.
Let's Google Map. Anyway.
Right, I know. So, all right. Is that a musically influential part? I mean, everyone knows Liverpool and all that stuff, but I mean, where you grew up, was there a lot of arts and creativity that kind of spurned this for you, or is this just something that you heard something rocking and were like, I can do that?
Well, by the time I sort of began to become aware of music in the mainstream around when I was like a teenager, when I got interested in finding my own style, because up to that point, literally, I just had the Beatles drummed into my head from childhood. Literally non-stop, I'd listened to every Beatles song ever by the age of like 8 or 10. So then when, which is great, I fucking love the Beatles. It's in me, and I would never have learned to play guitar if it wasn't for the Beatles.
Fair enough.
So I'm a massive mark for the Beatles. Yeah. But the first time I became aware of any sort of music of my generation was the bands like Oasis. They were very popular because they're from Manchester, which is up north, which is next to Liverpool. So there were a lot of like what they call the Madchester movement. So there's bands like the Happy Mondays, what they call indie music. Yeah. So that was Oasis and a load of other bands, Stone Roses, the Smiths, maybe just a bit before then.
Yeah.
My time, really, to be honest. So I mean, those were the bands that you had to be into. I mean, you couldn't like a band like Blur, who were from the southern part of England. If you liked Blur and you were up north, it was like, fuck off, mate. You know what I mean? Not them fucking southern puffs. Do you know what I mean? You weren't allowed to like them. You had to like Oasis because they're a fucking northern lad. Do you know what I mean? Like all fucking.
You had to represent.
Yeah, and it was just, and that's what it was, and I really liked it.
Talk about East Coast, West Coast rap battles. Fuck.
It was. There was a big thing between Oasis and Blur at the time.
People weren't getting capped over this, were they? I mean, oh no, you guys don't have guns. You don't.
No, they just battled it out on top of the pop.
Except farmers. They have guns.
Yeah.
Yes. See, I can quote some British stuff. So, hey. Anyway, I guess the Simon Pegg reference just went way over people's heads. That's okay. No big deal. So you grew up in this area where there's a lot of musical influence. When did you start realizing that you can do this?
I mean, the first time I began aware of anything was one of the things I'd listened to as well was kind of Michael Jackson a lot, but like the Jackson 5.
I hear some Michael in your voice. That was something I was telling my wife. I hear a lot of that in your voice.
I'd say he was probably more vocally my influence, to be honest with you. I'll show you, I'll send you a clip in a bit of a band that I used to be in, which was like a drum and bass sort of like dubstep-y sort of band. Where I was just the lead singer. I wasn't playing guitar. I was just singing and the front man. And you can when you hear it, you'll go, yeah, there's Jamiroquai and there's like Michael Jackson. You will see
Jamiroquai and Michael Jackson. That's
yeah. So I'll send you a link after in the
absolutely. I want to see that
of the band I used to be in.
I'll probably throw that in there somewhere if you don't.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no worries. So my vocal style was definitely more. I really liked that Michael Jackson thing, but I think when you're in England and a lot of the music that gets given to you, especially during the sort of late 80s to early 90s, was all American music. Yeah. The pop industry in Britain was British. The pop industry at that time in Britain was just non-stop shite. It really was. It was just proper like manufactured crap. There wasn't that many good pop artists that were credible back then. So Michael Jackson was like fucking huge, man. So I sounded a lot more American when I sang because that's what I'm imitating. But as I got older and listened to more British influences, as we sort of putting more of our stamp on the world, and then Oasis sort of came through, then actually singing with like a British kind of accent in your music became very popular. And I've got to say, it's probably because of bands like Oasis that really.
So basically, every time you've done a gig, did somebody scream out, "Do Wonderwall"? Is that like your Freebirds? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah. Literally, if you've got an acoustic guitar and you live in Britain, that is the one. If I had a fucking pound, I would have made as much money than Wonderwall actually did. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. And it's one of those, like, if I go busking from time to time, if I need some money, it's like, I have to fucking play it. It's the law.
Oh, yeah. So you do that? You play on the street sometimes?
If I've been in a situation where I need money, yes, I have. I don't do it for my fucking health, mate.
No, you don't do it because you want to, yeah.
I do it because it's like, I'm out, but I really want to go out tonight, so I'll go and make myself 20, 30 quid.
That's quite industrious.
It's what you do what you got to do, mate.
Yeah, you got to have a pint. I don't blame you.
Exactly.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Not one bit. So what age did you really start getting serious? When did this become like, okay, I'm not singing songs anymore. I'm trying to create my own style?
Okay. Well, my sisters, my mum and dad never really. They kept saying "shut up" every time I go and sing, so I took that to think I was crap.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much to do with music. I went on and off getting like guitar lessons when I was like 12, but I never took off with it. The guitar tutor would say to me, you know, like, what do you want to learn? At the time, I didn't really know much guitar-based music, so I just said, well, I really like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and went, okay. And then he started to fucking teach me, like, you are not alone. Like, on guitar, just, like, plucking it. And I just thought, this is fucking shit.
Right.
Like, I don't want to this is... You know, I look back at it now and I have a go at the guy, because if a kid said to me, like, I like Michael Jackson, I want to learn some on guitar, I'd be like, right, okay, this is how you play fucking Beat It.
Something.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like, but he didn't. He just showed me fucking, like, he looked at me, because he clearly didn't like Michael Jackson, so he just gave me a really shit example.
He could have gave you the song from Free Willy, so, you know.
Yeah, could have. But anyway, so I scrapped the guitar at that age, and I didn't pick one up till I was 16.
Oh, wow.
Which is when I moved from the northern part of England. I moved more towards the Midlands, which is where I am now in Shropshire.
Middle Earth.
Very gotcha. Middle Earth, of course. That's what I was going to say. You beat me to it. But so I came across a friend there because up north I was very much into my football, soccer.
Yeah, the footy.
Yeah, the footy. Yeah. I made some jumpers for goalposts. Anyway, so I loved playing. I was never very good at it, but I loved playing it. We had a big group of friends, and we literally played from the first moment there was light till that light was no longer in the sky, and we kept kicking balls in each other's faces because we couldn't see. Yeah. You know, we were massively into it. Not very good, not very talented. We weren't on the teams. We weren't winning trophies. We were just playing for the fun of it.
That's kind of like me with podcasting. I totally get you. I'm not very good. That's why I started Creators Corner. I'm not very talented, so I'll bring talented people in. That's how I figure.
That sounds like a self-fulfilling prophecy, Dave.
Yeah,
want to watch that? We'll cover that in a minute.
Right.
That'll be point. I've got a chart here.
Good.
But no, so when I moved away, I wanted to continue. Like, when you're into football in this country at that age, and you move somewhere new, the first thing you do is you seek out the people that are into the shit that you're into, regardless of what it is. So I try and find people that I'm into, sort of playing, who would play football. But as it turns out, they were all cunts, horrible twats. They were just. I was the new guy. My accent was very strong at the time. I sounded like that quite a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So when I first, which is calmed down, I'm more like Shropshireized now. My accent, it sounds very posh now.
Yeah, very.
So my old friends from up north think I sound Welsh now, but other people can still like recognise that I'm from the north. On certain occasions when I get mad, I'm like, fuck off, mate. Yeah, they can tell straight away.
We have the same thing in America. I find it weird that when anybody hears a difference in accent, they attribute it to stupidity and they leave you alone like you have a fucking plague.
Do you find yourself going German when you're angry now? Schnell!
No. I'm very proud of the fact that I've lived in Germany for 12 years. Don't know any fucking German. I'm proud of that.
That's a true American.
I keep it real, baby. And I got a 9-year-old daughter that is full German in German school. Been married to a German for 12 years. Fuck off. I am sticking. No, not happening.
I like the idea that you might stick a USA flag out on some like national German holiday and just like, USA on the fucking tannoy.
I almost got into a fight there in the World Cup. So
good, man. That's awesome. But anyway, so I wasn't going to play football with these guys, so I'm at a loose end thinking, well, shit, who the fuck am I going to hang out with? So I kind of meandered around for a bit, because I moved when I was 14. So I quit school, I got extremely fucking depressed, I never wanted to move. It was against my will, obviously, I had no choice, I couldn't go, yes, mama, it's okay, I'll carry on living here, I'll go. No, you're 14, you're coming.
Right.
So, exactly, you ain't got the fucking choice at that age. So I kind of dropped out of school a bit earlier than I should have, and I started going to this afternoon school, like usually the naughty, thick kids, which I felt I was one of, to be fair.
If Johnny has one knife and Mike has one knife, how many people can they rob before they go to the clink? That's the type of
yeah. So we've got one computer that we can share, and it's just like a fucking 20-year-old fucking
like top. An IBM, like
yeah. It's just like
the fuck is this orange screen bullshit? Yeah, I feel you.
But anyway, so I ended up bumping into this other lad who was 2 years younger than me. His name was Ollie, and we got on like quite well straight away. He wasn't a local either. He'd moved from Gloucestershire, which was a bit further down south. And we started hanging out. We were very much into smoking weed and shit. You know, that's when I started getting introduced into that type of thing. And, you know, at that age, like, yeah, fucking loving it. You know, getting stoned, man, and listening to music. That was the shit to do. That, especially when you're living in a very, very small rural town. There's not a lot to do. Like, I've got to set that scene for you now. This is a country bumpkin incest territory we're talking.
Oh, God.
It is. And
near.
Yeah, exactly. That sums St. Martin's up a lot. Anyone watching who's from there knows. So one day I realised my mum had an old guitar that she used to get lessons with, but she sort of gave up. And it's a big, really thick one, massive strings. And I brought it round to my mate Ollie's house, and we both like fucking loved music and would talk about it for hours. And we just thought, fuck it, let's fucking teach ourselves to play guitar. So I went to a music shop and I bought a Beatles chord book, which is like every Lennon-McCartney song ever written. And, or McCartney-Lennon now, as you're supposed to say.
Yeah, get it right, you'll go to jail.
Bloody hell, let it go, Paul, is it not enough? You just, you know, he's that petty.
Yeah, I know, right? Wings isn't enough for you, Paul? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So we taught ourselves from that. You know, those books were a massive influence on me in the beginning because, you know, they show you where you put your fingers on for a chord.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a tab book, which is tabs we teach you how to play like lead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just show you that it's chords, and because I'd grown up with these songs, I knew the rhythms perfectly well, like automatically, and lyrics.
So you found you had a predisposition to knowing how to do this. So
yes, cool. I think that's what helped. Especially with the songs that I was more familiar with, I was more familiar with them, and I have more of a photographic memory. I have a bit of a nickname around Oswald Street, which is the town I live now, is the human jukebox. Literally, I'll go into like a pub into my local, whether you go for a jam or an open mic, and I literally just shout out requests, and it'd be like, The Who, right? Which one? Right. I know 5. You know, it's just kind of, you know, stick money in and watch him go, basically, you know.
That's cool. At least you're getting your beers paid for that way. Fuck.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's done me well in that respect. Definitely, can't complain.
You got this hometown hero thing going on with that.
A little bit. Maybe it's waned off a little bit now.
Yeah, now it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, especially in a small town. It's just kind of like you can be the flavour of the year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then when everyone's kind of seen it, then it's...
Yeah.
You know, next.
How many times can you ride Space Mountain type deal? Yeah, I feel you. So where did it go from there? We got you started to get influence. You found someone to connect with musically.
Yeah.
Where did it go from there? Did you guys start a little garage band? I mean, how did it go?
Well, I mean, me and Ollie branched up quite differently. He went more lead, and I was. As soon as I could put G, D, and C together in chords on the guitar, that's it. I was away. I was writing songs. I was singing.
Oh, wow.
Because for some reason, I just went for that, like, straight away, rather than what I now, in retrospect, wish I had done, which is what Ollie did, which was get good at the craft of playing guitar and lead. Because to this day, I cannot play lead for shit. I don't know my 12-bar blues type thing. I can't do that. I'm like a fucking spaz trying to do any of that. I really am like crap at it.
Where's your scales?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck your scales.
So I concentrated mainly on, I just want to learn as many chords as possible so I can actually...
It seems like you wanted to play songs.
I want to sing a fucking song.
Yeah, it seems like you wanted to play songs. It's just like you wanted to play some music. That's how you know what? It's very similar to me because I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I took a guitar class in high school. And it ended horribly because I got big fat sausage fingers and I have no coordination when it comes to that type of stuff. And I just wanted to play songs, man. I'm like, okay, can you show me how to play Over the Mountain or something? You know, I want to play some music.
Again, I think the ADHD might have played a part in that. I have very little patience for certain things, especially when I'm really like uber excited about something. I just want to fucking do it now, you know.
Almost American, instant gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's what it might have been. But up until then, it went towards This film's still on at the moment. Can I just switch the volume down on it?
No problem.
I'll literally be 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Amuse yourself.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No worries.
I should have thought about this before. I'm back now, so it wasn't that bad.
No.
It wasn't that bad. Did you have a wank?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, twice. You underestimate.
Wow, you don't fuck around, do you?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
I've only had sex one time in my life, and I have a 9-year-old.
There you go.
There you go. He's busted out the fucking the pipe. I like that. There we go.
Yeah. You know, I kind of feel like this is my version of the model Rick Martel sort of like atomized type thing.
Right.
That's my gimmick.
Yeah, puff that magic dragon, my friend. Don't worry about it.
I will do.
No worries. So when did you put together your first band, or was there ever a band? You talked briefly about a band, but did that become a thing, or did you just start making music and putting it out there?
I think I was quite happy doing solo for a bit, really.
Mm-hmm.
Then when opportunities for bands came up, I was very apprehensive about it because at the same time, as much as I knew that I was a good singer, I certainly wasn't very confident about my guitar playing to play in a band with musicians.
Sure.
Because it's like, it's all time. It's like, yeah, I can time things better when I'm playing by myself, but fuck, you put a drummer behind me. I'm like, what? You know, trying to keep up. Like, he's going too fast. And even to this day, I find it very intimidating being jamming with a load of musicians. Mm-hmm. It took me ages to sort of build the confidence up to actually play with other musicians. Whereas solo, fuck, I was a fucking star. Do you know what I mean? Or at least, like, I felt like one. Do you know what I mean? That was
sure. Yeah.
That was my thing, you know. But we did eventually start do a little band. There was my mate who was still in school and I was at college at this point. There was some sort of showcase they were putting on. So we said, right, let's do Twist and Shout and Knock on Heaven's Door. Fucking both piss easy songs to do. And so
crowd favorites.
We did that. I didn't play the guitar in them. I just sang because I felt a lot more confident doing that. Yeah. And this was my first taste of being like a teen idol. And this is like, it set the pattern now to which my life still lives by today. We were rehearsing in the room, and they've started introducing, like, it's more American schools now in this country. Like, they're not like proms. They have proms now. Fuck, man. When I was their age, we had a school disco and we were fucking pissed off. And that's what we have, and that's being British.
Now there's
what it's supposed to be. No, we're doing proms and sweet 16s.
Magical evenings and all this shit. Yeah.
What has your country done to us?
I know, right? Hey, man, world police, baby.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. God, I love that song. So
America.
We did it. So we're rehearsing this song, and these two like 12-year-old girls who are like dressed as like cheerleaders are like fucking screaming at me, like fucking, oh my god! You know? I was just like, shit, what? Because I'm 17 at the time, so I was thinking, oh. Yeah, thanks, but
where's your mum?
I can't fuck you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, I appreciate it, and it was very flattering.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But even then, I was a smart cookie. I was thinking, but they will be 18 at some point now, Ed. Do you know what I mean?
Give it time. Give it time, Ed. Yeah, Give it time. Exactly. That's what your penis is telling you.
I play the long game, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotta have that long con. That's all right. Patience. And I just
But then that went okay. We got a good reaction from that. I kind of gotten used to that. I never ventured much back into it at that point. I had a similar thing, like a showcase with another group of musicians who were like way better than the ones I did in the school. Yeah. Because I was in college with them, because I was doing performing arts.
Sure.
At the time, so I was surrounded by a lot of really good... You took it
to a school level at this point.
Oh, well, yeah, I wanted to originally when I started to go to college, but the college locally that I went to in this town, their performing arts course had been cancelled at the last minute, so I ended up doing this fucking leisure tourism course for a year, which was just a complete waste of my fucking time. And then I went to a performing arts
academy,
did a course in another college.
What was the name of the college?
SCAT, the Shrewsbury College of Arts and Technology.
Okay.
So I went there. It was okay, and I was surrounded by loads of other guitarists. I got to say, probably that's when I really started to feed off other musicians.
Oh yeah,
there.
talent
Because
breeds talent, absolutely.
exactly, because I actually started off wanting to be an actor.
Oh,
Very
I can
much
see
so.
that. I can see
yeah,
that.
that's how it's what I wanted to do. I was doing like amateur dramatic plays from the age of like 14
Oh wow.
and stuff. So I was performing. I just liked being in front of people because schoolwork, maths, I was shit at all this stuff. But you stick me in a play or put a guitar in my hand, I'm an alpha.
Yeah.
Like straight away, this is comfy. This is where I am. I'm actually better than most people that I'm seeing around me. Whereas in other areas, I'm on the runs. I'm low down.
You found your strength. You found your strength. And
exactly.
You found ways to work for you. Yeah, absolutely. That's what you have to do. That's what adolescence is all about, really.
I think so.
Yeah.
So we did that, and college was a really good time for that. So surrounded by a lot of creative people, got better on guitar. There's that people who inspire you in two ways. I figured out. You can get inspired to the point where you see someone who's really good and you go, man, they're really good. I want to try and learn what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
And I want to employ that into how I do. Or it can work the opposite way around and go, fuck, man, no, this guy's way too good. I'm never going to be as good as him. And your confidence, bang,
Gone.
and your creativity, gone because you don't want to try.
Yeah.
So at this point, I was very much inspired to the point where, right, I want to be as good as this guy. I saw a great meme yesterday on the internet that says, don't stop until your idols are your rivals.
There you go.
You know, and that sums it up really well, is to not over idolize people. And I never did that. So when I was listening to the Beatles and stuff when growing up, I never went, they're magical gods. How do they do this?
Yeah.
No, I'm even at a young age, I'm like analyzing. I'm listening to their harmonies. How do they do that? Because I want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
So that's how I viewed it.
Absolutely. That's the way you want to be. You don't want to shrink to competition. You want to rise to competition.
True. I mean, but anyone can succumb to that, though. I'm trawling YouTube all the time for like acoustic covers and stuff because I'm always trying to find people who are good.
Yeah.
And I came across this Scottish lad called Craig Allen Smith or something like that. He's really fucking good, man. I saw some of his videos. He's doing like Elliott Smith covers.
Oh wow.
Like Jeff Buckley, and he's fucking brilliant. He's really, and he sings like with a Scottish kind of accent as well, which makes him very different.
Yeah,
And
he's got a different vibe, yeah.
Usually I don't like people who over accentuate when they sing, but it's very popular now. It's been very overdone.
Yes.
It's been overdone. As soon as like someone like James Blunt and then Ed Sheeran and that whole Ben Howard and Passenger thing, it's too fucking much. It's too many people fucking doing that. It's like, but this is the mentality of young kids.
Yeah.
They see an artist come through and they go, wow, Ed Sheeran, he's really good. He's really original. I want to be original too, just like him.
Yeah.
And then they copy him, but they're thinking they're being original because, no one else has cottoned onto this, have they? Except every other lad who's picked up a fucking guitar.
Now we have the society where it's like you have to be driven towards being that person. And that's why we got all these shows like American Idol and X Factor and all this shit, British Got Talent and all that stuff.
It's just a conveyor belt finding, right, okay, that they find the blueprint of who's been successful, and they're just trying to repeat that.
Sure.
Until it's not, and then until there's something new.
Then they find the next fad and then beat that into the fucking ground. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it takes someone original to set that mark.
Yeah. Have you found that the music industry is that big of a grind like that? Has that been discouraging to you?
I think the older I've gotten, the more I've learnt about it, the less I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
So you're completely happy just playing your songs. You're not really looking for a big record deal or anything like that. You're happy where you are.
I don't think I'd want a record deal. More the fact that I don't think it would be good for me. More the sense I'm not a guy you can schedule.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I'm one of those that's like people wonder why like bands are like have like one-hit wonders, and then what happens to them?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they have a really good first successful debut album, and then they go, but their follow-up's really shit, and people wonder why. I'll tell you why. It's because, especially when they have like really popular songs on a first album, because the record sales have gone down in terms of people, not much people buy music that much anymore. What tends to happen is because an album gets blown up so much, it gets all this radio play, everyone likes these songs, they shove them out on tour for fucking ages. They literally work them like slaves to the point where they got the fucking time to come up with the material that is going to be anywhere near as good as the first. Because bear in mind, a band's debut album is material they have been probably fucking working on for like 10 fucking years, that they've been writing since they got together as a teenage garage band.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So then when they make it, these songs they've been honed, they've been changed, they've been trimmed, they've been polished for years till they were perfect, and that's the end product you see. Yeah. But when they've been out on tour for bloody 7 months out of the year and they're fucking knackered, and it's just like, right, okay, you've got to recreate that success you had on the first album in 3 months. And that's why so many bands, after their debut album,
they're gone. You
don't see them. Or they have to get other people in to write songs for them because they just don't have the fucking time, or they're too drained, they don't have the creativity. And that kind of schedule scares the fucking shit out of me. It's kryptonite to me, that is. Do you know what I mean? I want to do it in my own fucking schedule. My personal, I think my ideal situation would be if I fucking won the lottery. I'd just sit at home and I'd record music. I'd put it out on a fucking website. I'd let people download it for free and leave it at that. And I'd go and gig when I felt like it.
Is this a magical time to you as far as just creative speaking? Because if you're in a financial situation, you can do that. This is unlike any other time in history where the record companies don't have the control they once had. They don't have that same type of power because you can put out your own stuff on YouTube and literally connect with millions of people. I mean, how does that make you feel as an artist? Does that give you hope that there's still time, even at an advanced age like 31? I mean, how does that make you feel?
Well, I still look 12, so...
You do look rather boyish. No question.
I literally, if I still look this at 40, I'm going to a doctor because I know something ain't right, to be honest with you. But I think you're right. It is a real magical kind of time for musicians. Really, they have so much control. They can all you have to do now to get a record label is get a channel on YouTube and get shitload of hits, and then you can just go to a record label.
Yeah. Be like, here, hey, there's my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rebecca Black could fucking do it, I mean, Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah, there's always going to be... I think, because the difference between people who make it and don't, it's not talent.
Yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask you. What is the separation?
It's drive. This is the difference between me. I don't have the drive to do that. You have to. I was on the circuit for a while doing the gigs, getting introduced to the right people and stuff like that. Yeah. And I just... Every time I was in this room full of people, and I'd see all these like hipster guys, and they're dressed apart. They're trying to impress the guys that have come from the A&R people from the record label. They've come and they've dressed right away.
Right.
You know, they're trying to look the part. Like, say, look, I'm a cool guy. You want to sign me? And I can't. I can empathise with the attitude, but I'm like, oh no, what a douche.
Right.
I don't want to have to become that kind of person in order to get what I wanted musically.
So your image was more important. The way you were to yourself was more important than getting something big, being someone that you're not.
Yes, I think so. It felt like they're just not being real.
Yeah.
And they've been fake around these people just because they could get something from them, and that just it's against me. It's against my core beliefs. That is, to be honest with you. And things like that. And when I got older, and I just wanted to do it less.
Yeah.
I just want to play the gigs. Anytime I go to these places, you know, a friend of mine would take me there, but afterwards he'd have a massive go at me, like, the fucking A&R guy was there. Why don't you fucking talk to him? I was like, why? What? And just act the same as those fucking idiots that are just like sucking his cock all night.
Yeah.
No, because he's totally feeding off it. Because he's like, I'm the one in power. That's why you suck up to me. But I'm thinking, actually, no, you're a cunt, and I want nothing to do with you. You're a prick.
A very wise man once said, some people, when they're going through their life experiences, they want to go for a journey. Others want to take a ride. It seemed like you're more interested in the ride than actually going on the journey. You know what I mean? And it's not about duration. It's about what you learn, which makes it a ride or a journey. Would you think that's a fair assessment?
It depends. Does one of those make me a cunt?
No.
Okay, fair
It just
enough.
makes you less driven than the person who takes the
I am.
journey.
It's just it's one of those things. But then again, I
But that
think,
wise person was me, by the way. I'm the one who said it.
yeah, I bet it was.
That one's a Dave original right there.
Dave original. There you go.
So you went on this ride. You started doing the circuits and everything. What's the craziest thing that you experienced when you were doing all of that? Let's turn the tone of the conversation for a moment.
I'm gonna tell you this, and finally, it's gonna be told on YouTube. It's brilliant, right? There was this open mic night I was going to, in this place called Llangollen.
When was this?
Well, this is 6-7 years ago now.
Okay.
Something along those lines, and very good open mic. A lot of people that went on to do some pretty good stuff musically went there, and it's a very happening kind of place, especially during the summer. So me and my mum would go there. You know, it was our thing. We'd hang out, and I'd play music and stuff, and she'd get everyone coming up to her going, "Oh, that's my son," you know, and she was totally feeding off that, and that's cool. You know, I'd play a favourite Beatles song up there while I was there, whatever, and you know, especially there were a lot of Spanish kind of girl students that were around during the summer there.
Señorita.
Yeah, some pretty good ones. Except, you know, I'm not very good at going up to really good looking girls. I will tend to settle for the crazy, you know.
You
whatever.
go for the ones that have a little bit of problem. You go for the dented vehicles.
Yeah,
to get the better deal. Yeah,
as we discussed before.
Sure.
But there was this woman who was coming there. She was like in her early 40s at the time.
Ooh, cougar.
Yes, and I'd seen her a few times on occasions when I'd gone there. And this time, you know, I played this song, "The Blower's Daughter" by Damien Rice.
Oh.
He was very big at the time, that album.
Yeah.
So she came up to me and went, I really, really love that song that I can't believe you played that, man. I'm really and I was like, cool.
Did you get the sense you're about to get blown?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought I've done something right here. Like the idiot who stumbled upon the gold and didn't realise why. Basically, so what happened? Because my mum's with me as well. So
oh, fuck yeah, oh my God, your mom is with you.
Yeah, so mum's like, "Oh, we're gonna go home now," but I'm kind of chatting to her, and I'm thinking it's probably a good time to get laid here. And I look at my mum, I'm just going, I'm just gonna stay.
I'm gonna hang out for a little while.
Yeah. I think she knew what was
right.
Was.
That's a cool mom. Mom should not be cock blocks. That's a cool mom.
No, she'd never cock block me ever.
That's a good mother.
Right. She screwed me up as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, you make up for it now.
Right.
So
you let this older woman blow me, and you go home, and I'll see you for tea and biscuits tomorrow.
And then maybe I'll forget that time you didn't give me ice cream.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, we go back to this woman's place, and I go in this living room. It's all fucking ornamented out in like weird stuff, and there's this like rocking horse, like an antique rocking horse in the corner. And she said, like, get naked.
Oh.
I was like, okay. So we got naked, and we're on the couch. And we're making out for a bit. She's got her boobs out and everything. So I was just like, I was 23 at the time. I'd only lost my virginity at 21.
Oh, you were a late bloomer, huh?
I was a late bloomer, but fuck me, I made up for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I caught up and then surpassed everyone in like a year, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, oh, another thing I'm good at, yay!
Right.
So I'm sat on this rocking chair all of a sudden, naked, and sort of rocking back, and I've got the guitar in my hand, and she's like, play The Blower's Daughter again. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough, but whatever is going to seal me the deal, I'm going to fucking do. So I play the song, play it all the way through, did it. Play it again.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
dude, I played this song 6 times. I shit you not.
Oh, my God.
So by this point, I'm getting hoarse. Like in my throat. Literally, I'm on a rocking horse. I'm getting hoarse.
You're playing a song on a rocking horse naked. This is fucking fantastic.
Right, so far. So we go up the stairs to the bed, and you know we're getting it on. She's on top. I'm kind of enjoying it, and then she sort of leans down to me and goes, "Can I piss on you?" And I'm like,
what?
This is my reaction. I swear, this is my reaction. I went, yeah, I'm not really into that. But I'm enjoying the sex though, so can we just not do that but continue having sex? You know, I don't want to rock the boat. You know, I hope this isn't like
this is not a deal breaker, right? Yeah.
And she was like, right, okay, but I mean, all right, but you can piss on me though if you want. I was just like, it's not that.
Oh my
it's
God.
more, I don't see why urine has to be involved. I just don't see it. And she went, well, she got up. She went, well, I need a wee anyway.
She just didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So she went to the bathroom. You know how like doors, where the hinges on the doors are, and then when one's a little bit open, you can see a gap.
Yeah.
Like in there. So she's on the toilet. There's that gap there, and she's staring at me through that gap while she's having a piss. This woman is getting off on urine. I don't know where it comes from. I'm not a kinky bloke, and I don't want to judge those who are into it.
Yeah, we're not judging anybody here.
It's not my bag. It's not my colostomy bag. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like you did there.
that's a strange scenario. So
that
anyway,
is a very strange story.
We carry on with the.
You carried on after that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Fuck, I wanted sex, dude. Fuck, I wanted to come. See what I mean? She got her rocks off. I want mine. So.
Oh my God.
So anyway, she drove me home the next day.
Yeah.
And nothing was said about it, and that was it. But anyway, I told my friend the story, who I actually showed our videos to, and he was kind of like, "Well, I can." So I told him this story. He's finding this hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's like, "I'm gonna meet this girl." And we ended up nicknaming her Piss Flaps. Like that was her name. She did have a real name, obviously, but I'm not going to say that on YouTube.
Sure, no, that's completely fine.
Not at this juncture in my career.
No, she's like 50 now. Fuck.
40s.
Well, she was in the 40s when this happened.
Yeah, she'd probably be like 47 now, something maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm 31. I won't mind hooking up again.
Right.
Little reunion.
Would you allow the piss to happen this time?
No. God, no.
You're just
I'm even more fastidious now than I was then. You know what I mean? It's like not a chance. So anyway, I'm telling him this story, and he's funny, hilarious. Months and months go by, and Ben. Sorry, I said his name. Sorry. So my friend, beep. So he's like getting. He's wanting to look into how to make guitars. He's trying to find something to do with his time. So he has to like meet up with like a business person who can, show him how to start your own business and stuff, which is going really good.
Yeah.
So and I go to hang out with him one day, and he says, "Well, yeah, I'll come out, but I literally just have to meet my my business advisor." You know where this is going.
Oh my God.
And and I have to drop this off, and then we can go out. I was like, yeah, cool. So I go into the pub with him, and he goes, "That's her over there."
Oh,
and she
no.
turns around, and it's Piss Flaps.
And he had no idea.
No, he didn't know. And literally, I'm fucking dying to tell him who that is. And I just I have to keep a straight face because she sees me and goes, "Fuck."
Oh no.
Like shit. So I'm keeping like a high. Like we don't fucking know each other, and I'm just like, okay,
we're very discreet.
We've got to go now, Ben. She knows I'm gonna fucking tell him. Like, you know what I mean? It's dread on her face. So yeah, as it turns out, that was his business advisor.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's just one of many.
That's too funny. That
scenario is quite. I've forgotten more than I've remembered.
So, how much have you traveled outside of England?
Nothing.
You never.
No.
You haven't been to Frankfurt?
This is more like a family errand. I went to Frankfurt because my dad was getting married. He lives in Namibia. So we worked out the flight. I had to come from Heathrow over to Frankfurt.
We're just close to where I live, by the way, because I'm here in Germany.
There we go. Look at that. How did that work out?
We tie in a little bit.
We do.
It was a little more messy than I wanted to tie it in, but we tied it in.
Yeah. So my dad had paid for this ticket for me to come over for his wedding to be his best man. So I was like, I'm kind of like, yay, but also shit scared. I'm shit scared of planes. I have like a fear of flying, like really badly. So on this whole journey, it was only an hour from Heathrow.
It's not a very far. Yeah,
I'm white knuckling this motherfucker. I'm just kidding. This isn't fucking natural.
Right. I don't understand the physics.
I'm Icarus. We've flown too close to the sun. Do you know what I mean? That's my sort of mentality. I can't snap out of it. I'm speaking to this like Latvian couple sat next to me on the plane. I'm just sort of like, you help me through this. Everyone else is just relaxed. It's like they're on a bus, but for me, this is like I'm on a fucking space rocket.
It's great when you sit next to someone like that because they're truly trying to figure out how they could survive if you crash. You're not. You're not. There's no amount of figuring it out. You're done. It's great.
Yeah, but I think any guy has like a scenario worked out in his head for any sort of emergency. Right. Like literally, this is my test of you're a man. I literally can go to any random man and go, "What would you do now if a lion attacked you?" You've got a thing, you've pictured it, you've studied this scenario, the choices you've got in the situation.
The funny thing is, I went to 3 things immediately in my head.
Yeah, exactly. No guy goes, well, I never thought about that before.
No, kick him in the dick, go for the eyeball, yeah,
he deserves a kick in the balls.
Yep, kick in the balls, poke in the eye, or try to stick my fist down the fucker's throat. That's where I'd go. Right,
back to Frankfurt. So,
Frankfurt.
Arrive in Frankfurt, I've got like 3 hours to wait before I get onto the plane to Namibia. Now, my dad had bought me like a one-way ticket. He'd sort this out, bought it for me. It was like $1,500, like 1,500 quid. This was not a fucking cheap flight.
Back then, that's like $2,200, $2,300, $2,400. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Let's put it in context.
Yeah.
So I go to hand my ticket finally when my plane's ready to go, and I hand my ticket to the guy there, and he was sort of like, have you got a return? I was like, no, this ticket was bought for me. I had nothing to do with it. It's just, I'm assuming this was okay. He says, well, have you got a visa? Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't really told I needed one.
Shit.
Fuck. Long story short, man, wouldn't let me on the fucking plane.
No, not at Frankfurt. That's a big airport.
And I'm skint. I have no money in my account, so I can't. He's trying to go, well, buy the ticket. I was like, mate, I haven't got a fucking penny. Like, so I'm stuck, and I can't. I have to literally go. I have to email my sister to phone my dad to let him know what's going on.
Oh my god.
And he doesn't get hold of me for hours, and blah 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 blah. Lots of fucking drama. He's shouting at me on the phone.
Like it's your fault.
Yeah. Why don't you have money in your account? It's because I'm shit with money. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I spent it on the missus and getting pissed.
You're right.
You should know this about me by now. Shit, it's been 30 years.
I'm disappointed you don't know me, Dad.
Yeah. And so literally, I spent the night in Frankfurt Airport, and I ended up sleeping under a fucking escalator, and in toilets, trying to get little bits of sleep here and there. It was just a fucking nightmare. And it was to the point where I actually went outside to see if I could like buy some cheaper food rather than at the fucking airport.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to all the fucking main roads are there by the airport. All like the fucking motorway.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
The Autobahn. For those of you who don't know or have never been to Germany, let me tell you, it's airport and then fucking just concrete goddamn fucking Autobahn just connecting right into it. You're not walking across it. It's fucking chaos. Yeah. Please continue, sir.
I got across it and I found this garage, basically. And I'm sort of like, I'm walking up to this garage and I've gone under one of the bridges of the roads.
Oh my God.
Basically. And I looked over just under the bridge and this fucking homeless guy, had got this massive setup.
Yeah.
Like, even had a TV. Even had a fucking TV, like a small one. Like cardboard boxes, like he built furniture and stuff out of it. Even had like a fucking futon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got it sorted. And I felt like going like over to him, like, because when they wouldn't let me on, I had no way to go home. I was kind of like, okay, I live in Germany now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like going up to that homeless guy, like, can I live with you? Can you look after me?
Do you have any space?
I can learn from you. And so, listen, that's what's going through my head. Had I had my guitar with me at the time, I wouldn't have fucking bothered at all. I would have found the nearest fucking city that I could have gone to and start playing some fucking Beatles. I probably would have earned the money to get over home by like 6 days.
Right.
So yeah, that was I eventually got home, obviously.
Oh my God, that's an adventure. That's an adventure.
My brother-in-law very kindly sort of got me a ticket online. So that was we never got to Namibia. Fell out with my dad, slept under an escalator, and now I hate the Germans because they were horrible to me. Because literally, I asked like, okay, I try not to panic. Okay, well, this situation must come up. You know,
Sure.
can you tell me what desk I need to go to? And he just looked at me and went, like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, really?
You're lucky they let you leave the airport. I mean, without having a visa, without having to go through customs, you're very lucky to let you leave the fucking airport.
I'm a very I got a very trustful.
Yeah, you got the trusting luck.
I don't look like a terrorist.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. I don't see Muhammad Crowley right there. Definitely not. So let's go ahead and gear this back towards music a little bit while we start to wrap this up just a tiny bit. Okay, so with all your adventuring to music and everything that you've learned, what's the most frustrating thing for you about the music industry currently? And why, and subsequently, why haven't you tried to put yourself out there in one of the, Jesus Christ, endless amounts of reality competitions, especially right there in your home? Because there's a lot. There's a lot.
The whole talent show thing was always very much a very British thing. It was always been popular in England, especially on primetime television and stuff. So I grew up watching shows. We had one called Stars in Their Eyes, which is one of my favourite shows growing up, which is where people would go on and imitate their favourite artists and do their song, and they're supposed to be like sound-alikes.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, and it was very popular at the time, got millions of views. Like the ratings were very high for that show. So I grew up loving that, and then it started to go more into the sort of the pop idol area, which was, you know, trying to make a star from scratch. It wasn't like Stars in Their Eyes. It was very honest. It went, we're not going to make you a star, but we're going to give you your 15 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And then fuck off back to being a bricklayer.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
We're going to get your dick sucked, and you're going to get beer bought for you for a month. But after that, we can promise nothing. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it was honest. It was kind of like, if you can make a career from this one appearance, then fucking good on you. But otherwise, no, most of them just went back to their jobs, and it's a thing they can now tell their grandkids and show them on
It's
video.
an experience.
It's
I like
great.
that.
It's brilliant. I'd go on that show today if they brought it back, because it's more honest. It's not literally like the X Factor now, which is promising children across the fucking country that, fuck being a doctor, fuck being that, you want to be a celebrity, and it's just making them grow up, and that's what they all want to be. And that's the problem I have with the show, is it's not about creativity, it's not about originality, it's literally money. I'm just going to put you in that position. And they just want to be there because they want to be famous. They idolize these people,
and they're going to milk you for as much as they fucking can.
I know. I could go on forever saying what's wrong with the show, and we're going to end it, and we'd speak after, and I go, oh yeah, another fucking list of shit I don't like about it either. So it's just not good. It doesn't breed creativity. Like, I'll tell you now, I was going out with a girl at one time, and she was a good singer, and she sort of said to me, look, I'm going to go to the open auditions for the X Factor in Manchester, Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I'm a Liverpool fan. Got to do that if I mention Old Trafford. So, do you want to come with me? So I was like, you know, I'm very elitist because I'm a musician, man.
Right.
We very much look down on the X Factor and all that shit. But I can't help but, you know, kind of go, but maybe I can go on there and change that. You know, because you think that way. You think that way. You're young. You don't realise. I think I was like maybe 21 at the time. I think I was. So I brought my guitar with me. Like, I know traditionally they didn't let you do that.
Yeah.
But I never knew what the setup was going to be, because on TV they don't show you all like the pre-auditions and then the other auditions and then the other auditions before you even get to like a Simon Cowell and a whatever, a fucking Faces and Louis Walsh and all them, like with the proper judges on TV.
Sure.
That's not what you get to see on TV, but that's what happens. You go through pre-judges. Basically, they're trying to sift out the freaks.
Yeah. The people are just here to get their.
Yeah. So we go there, and because it's an open audition, literally all the freaks from the country have come to this one place to audition. It's not, you know, like by appointment. You know, you literally, anyone can turn up and try out. So that's why you have to do it in a football stadium.
Yeah.
So we get there, and the queues outside are like fucking, it's like a snake.
Oh, God.
And I'm looking at everyone, and just, honestly, you've never seen the biggest crowd of the most desperate fucking wannabes in your life. And I looked around, and I just thought, why am I here? What was I thinking? And I am not like these people. I don't care about this. They're total like marks. They're marks. They think this is the be all and end all. This is like, this will make me so happy being famous.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yay, Simon's arrived.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you fucking idiots.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? But also thinking, you're the biggest fucking hypocrite idiot because you're here. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm having a
Yeah, but
low
you didn't
think
know what you were
myself.
walking into.
I guess, I think I did, but I think that part of me that still wanted, you know, I still want to be famous.
Oh my
still
God,
want to make music.
that was the moment you realized there was no Santa. You had your innocence taken.
Yeah.
At that fucking moment.
I think so. So as I brought my guitar with me anyway, so I was just like, this standing in the queue shit's boring. Even it's like raining as it does in Manchester. Listen to any Smith song, and you'll know. So I get my guitar out and I go back to my trusty Beatles and I start banging them out, and everyone's like singing along. You know, we're trying to all keep happy because we're all kind of bored. So, and people are going. I've got a circle like around me,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling like, wow, my confidence is great. This is really good. And everyone's come up to me like, oh man, you've got the fucking X factor, you man. You're getting through no problem, like.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe. I'm buying it. I'm getting high off the coke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, cool. I'm feeling really confident, and I'm sort of like that.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Happy joy.
My daughter. Hold on. I'm sorry. What's up, Papa? Okay. You gonna be home soon now? I love you too. You gonna be home soon?
Oh.
All right. I love you. See you in a little bit. Bye. Sorry.
Oh, precious moment caught on camera there.
Yeah, right. It'll never see the fucking light of day. Dave has no soul. But go ahead. So you're
Yeah. So I mean, people are telling me this, so you know, I'm feeling like, okay, I'm you know, I've got a good chance here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was kind of skeptical when I first went because I thought, are they gonna? Because I'm a different talent. I'm not like a Whitney fucking Houston, or I'm not like I'm not as good as, you know, a lot of other vocalists. It's more the performance of me singing and playing guitar that's more my thing.
Sure.
You know, so I'm still skeptical about how, you know, I'm not what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure they're what I'm looking for, quite frankly.
Okay.
So we get into the stadium, and the setup is we're all kind of sat along the stadium seats, and these young people with like lanyards with name tags on them, and they've got braces, and I'm older than some of them, and I'm like, what are their fucking credentials?
Right.
Sort of, and they're judging. They're literally going one by one. The people write up, stand up, verse and a chorus,
Oh wow.
and then you sing, and then it's literally they either cross out on your you have a number. They slap this thing on you that you're a number. And I'm a big fan of the TV show The Prisoner. So as soon as they stick the thing on me, I'm kind of like, I am not a number. I'm a free man. You know, like, you won't catch me. That big blob comes after me.
Right.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that about Kelly Osbourne.
Oh, nice.
She was there. She was there.
Oh, okay.
Because Sharon was on the show as a judge at the time.
Oh, no shit.
You know, I got my quota of celebrities. They were all like all the way down there. Obviously,
Yeah.
you could see them. They're kind of like trying to get the crowd going, and you get now how the show's filmed.
Sure.
Let's put into context. This is the year Leona Lewis ended up winning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. So we're kind of sat, and they're trying to warm up the crowd and keep them excited because it's going to take ages to get through it. So the previous year's winner comes through, this guy called Shane Ward, who went on to do absolute jack shit. He was just not very good. You know what I mean? He was like the trailer park version of Justin Timberlake.
Oh, fuck.
Without anywhere near the of the original talent, originality to what, you know. So he came out and he's performing his latest single, and I'm just like, oh, God, this is fucking crap. And that's when it hits to me, I fucking made a huge mistake. I'm not even remotely fussed now about doing it. But I think I'm here, and I might kick myself later if I don't at least do the audition.
Sure.
So I'm okay. So while we're all waiting for us to be auditioned, everyone's kind of talking to each other and stuff. and so many of them are like super competitive. There was like two like Queen Latifah type black women that were sat like in front of me, and I'm trying to engage them in a nice sort of like friendly conversation, like, oh, where are you guys from, like, what are you gonna sing and stuff. I'm just like, no, I'm not telling you.
Right.
Like,
God.
well, why? What am I gonna sabotage you? I have no vested interest. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They don't get it. Fuck you then, So anyway, but I'm talking to these two lovely girls that are sat next to me. Fucking fantastic set of tits on one of them.
Nice.
So I'm like properly engaging with them because the girl that I'd gone with is like a recent ex-girlfriend.
Oh God! So it's like
she went and sat over there with her friend, and I said, right, I'm gonna
the music. Maybe I can get laid out of this at least.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm more into, the music, maybe, probably.
Sure.
I think that's one thing me and Russell do have in common, to be fair. We haven't met about town.
Right.
A dandy.
You enjoy your penis pleasures, no question.
Yeah, obviously. So she asked me, like, oh, what are you going to sing? And I do, and it was Lately by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
And I'm not going to sing that now, obviously.
No. I was wondering, should I put him on the spot? I think I might at the end.
No, I haven't even got a guitar with me. It's actually at my girlfriend's place. My ex-girlfriend's place.
Uh-oh, so it's probably kindling right now.
Could be. She'd have good reason to be fair. This is my life. This is my life. So anyway, so I sing it, and she hears it, and she goes, fucking hell, that's really good. You're definitely going to get through. So that's the point. I'm kind of like, I'm totally conflicted as to, I could definitely do this if I wanted to, but do I want to? I've got the devil on each shoulder, really, and just like, Don't
be a sellout. Fuck it, you'll get laid. But don't be a sellout. You'll be one of these sheep. But you're going to get lots of pussy.
You'll be on television. Yeah. You'll be famous. You'll get an album. Maybe you can turn this thing around.
Right.
And so
that's
anyway,
ego right there. That's just sheer ego. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And you've got to. I think.
Sure, you got to have a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
So this girl with the fucking braces and the lanyard and a big like jacket and shit that says staff on it. She comes to me like verse and chorus. And but by this point, I'm not pumped, not hyped. But I give it the best I can at that moment, given my low energy.
Yeah. I
felt I still did quite good. And even after I finished, like, people clapped. But then this girl just got out a pen and just went. And I kind of, really? I sort of wanted to be shocked, but I was kind of, this is what happened. I just went. And I tell you, I'm not lying. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to save face.
Yeah.
I just went, thank fuck. Thank fuck. I did not want to have to go through that fucking process. And that's when I realised, like, this definitely isn't for me, but at least I've gotten that out of my system now, rather than forever at home wondering, should I go on that show?
Yeah.
Now I did, and I realised, fuck no.
So no regrets?
Fuck no.
No regrets at all?
No regrets, man, because they've had, especially in recent years, guys who have gone there who are very much like me. They've played the circuits, they've been in the pubs, they've played the gigs for like 10 quid a bob and free beer, and play guitar, do the same thing that I'd done. And we had one called Matt Cardle who went on and he won the show. The guy had a great voice.
Hold on 1 second. My daughter's having an absolute fucking aneurysm. What is wrong? What did you leave? Why don't you go back to the car? Why don't you see if they left already? Alicia, why are you crying?
Because I left my bag from Emily.
You, what do you think? They're going to take it from you? Instead of crying, let's think about this for a second. They have an invention. It's called a telephone. So wait 5 minutes. Elida will be home. Call her and ask her to hold your bag and bring it to school tomorrow. What is the problem? Why are you getting all upset? And why are you interrupting my interview for this? So remember, we think before we start getting upset, remember? Let's think about it, and it'll be completely fine, okay? And you'll get your bag tomorrow. It's not a big deal. It's not worth crying over. Why don't you go ahead and warm up, take off your clothes, and change into something better. Maybe even take a shower, as you probably smell like a foot. Well, okay, you want to go to school tomorrow stinking? I don't care. That's up to you, player. I'll be there in a minute. I love you. Oh my God! Keep rapping. Keep rapping. Don't rap that dick, dude. Don't have kids. Don't fucking have kids.
I love that. It's like you had children so you could be sarcastic to them.
Yeah, I just want to be snide.
That's the reason why I'd have kids.
Oh
I could outsmart them.
Oh, I might leave that in. I don't know.
It's like parenting plus parenting tips.
Oh my god!
In the comment, like
I hope I didn't come off as like a complete cunt. I mean,
well, we'll see. We'll see in the comment section.
Right? Oh god!
Write down now. Was that
I'm
good?
so scared of being called a bad father. I'm probably gonna cut it out.
It's like that video that Will Farrell did of like being sarcastic to your dog.
Oh my god! All right. Well, let's go ahead. Let's start winding this thing down. So. With the X Factor stuff, you have no regrets on that, and that's awesome. Where do you see you going from here? Is there anything left that you want to accomplish? Is there anything else that you're going to put yourself out there for, or are you going to start making a little bit more music on YouTube? Where is the future? What do you think is there for you?
Well, I mean, I've been fairly blessed or lucky, I should say, to have actually played at a very well-known festival over here. Probably heard of it, called Glastonbury.
Okay, yeah.
It's the dream of a lot of musicians to go play there, and I've actually done that, and that's always something that no matter what, done.
Yeah.
Along with a friend of mine. It's not a big deal. I wasn't like on a main stage or anything like that.
Sure.
But it was a friend who had set up, had been given permission to set up a stage in one of the areas there, and he invited me and another friend of mine, Ben Turner, to go and play. So we did, and that was fucking brilliant. We met people, and that was a fantastic experience. So that's something that I have achieved that in my life, musically, anyway. As for in the recent 5 years, I found I've just had a complete and utter creative block. I haven't really written. When you start out and it hits you what you're able to do on this thing, I was prolific. I was writing songs like every 5 fucking minutes. Now the difference is when you write prolifically, the quality tends to get spread thin.
Sure.
So as you get older and as you get more experience at doing it, you tend to
you try to tighten it up.
Allot it. No, you tend to allot it better so that you don't write as many songs, but the songs that you do are of better quality. You hone those skills.
Yeah, you're tightening
and
it
then,
up.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but there comes a point where sometimes I feel like I was kind of one of those, like, I'm not saying prodigy, but it's kind of like that sense of a child prodigy can be really good at a young age, but then when they hit an age, it's like, poof, it stops for some reason. They hit their peak. Yeah. And that kind of happened to me at 23. Like I've written like a couple of songs that I'm really proud of, like Empty Nest Syndrome.
Yeah.
One you listen to, like
that
one.
Will be playing at the very end of the program, by the way. I'm going to play that at the end of the program. I absolutely love it. That
one I wrote at 28, but in between that, God, there was not a lot of songs that I was happy with. So what tends to happen? I couldn't finish ideas. Whereas back then, I would finish a song to its completion there and then, or at least over 2 days. I wouldn't leave it long. Whereas now, since I got like laptops and stuff, I go, oh, I don't want to lose that idea because fucking hell, I have forgotten more songs than I've actually done.
Sure.
And so I didn't want to do that because I'd lost some really fucking good ones in the past. Like I wrote it in my dream or something, or you're trying to get to sleep sometimes, or the fucking creative thing hits you, and it's like shit. I've got to fucking write that down or sing it into my phone and record
lose it forever. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Often enough, I've lost them.
Yeah.
So then I tend to just write down the ideas, but it's always there. It's in the bag. I'll get it later. Mistake. Big mistake for anyone. Anyone doing that, don't fucking do it. You'll lose the momentum. You need the momentum to see that song because you're going to come back to that song in a different mood. No, you fucked it. It's not going to be good. Yeah. You need to write it there. When the creative fairy hits you, man, you've got to go with it.
Absolutely.
And that's the mistake I've made is too many times I didn't follow up. So I've got all these ideas. I've got like loads of them on my other laptop. And I go, God, that's such a fucking good song. But now I just can't think of lyrics. I don't know what it is that has sort of killed me creatively. But maybe it's there, but it's laying dormant and it's waiting for something to inspire it to come out. Maybe I don't know. It could be that, or it just could be maybe I've kind of lost my interest. But in terms of the future, I would love to sort of do more videos on YouTube because I admire so many people on YouTube that are doing it. and I really like their stuff, and I think, right, I want to do that too. And I think that's how everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Now, but I'm not one of those big. But again, the drive thing kind of comes into it too, where you get these people that really plug it. I need this. I'm not one of those share, advertise. I just want people to stumble upon mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that. Like so many of the artists that I kind of like. Let's get some names in now. People that I like: Elliott Smith, a guy called Glenn Hansard, who's in a band called The Frames. And the Swell Season, and made a film called Once with a woman called Marketa Glover. It ended up winning like the best score at the Oscars. They made the film for like $100,000, basically, and they won. There's a great YouTube clip of them accepting their Oscar.
Oh wow!
And they're kind of like, fuck, no way! Like we never thought we'd be here. And it's a great little film about music, but the guys are fucking brilliant songwriter, and he's created some brilliant albums. Big fan of Jeff Tweedy and Wilco, Jeff Buckley, some old school guys. Cat Stevens, these are the people that I grew up listening to. People that I found, like Sam Beam from Iron and Wine, Elliott Smith. These are people that I stumbled upon. I never heard of Elliott Smith until he died. Basically, I never knew about this guy, except I remember him from watching Good Will Hunting on that soundtrack. And I was thinking, that guy's fucking good. And that's how I heard about Elliott Smith. And until years later, I realized
that's kind of how you want to be. You want someone just to stumble upon.
I want it to just be that. I like it being understated because I'm a very loud guy. I think fame for me would be like drugs. Like, it would not facilitate my personality very well. I'd be one of those really annoying celebrities.
Oh God!
Do you know what I mean? I'd be like,
I wanted the green M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at Russell Brand. That's why some people don't like him, because he takes, he enjoys it, but it annoys some people.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people don't like Russell Brand because he's a cunt. I think that's he comes off very cunty, little bit of a cunt.
No, I mean, cunt just means he's a horrible person.
He is a horrible fucking person.
He's not horrible.
He is a detriment to anyone around him. If you listen to Russell Brand, you are going to fucking fail at life, okay? The man is so full of shit, it's not even I swear to God, I don't know how his teeth are not black because of all the fucking shit that is in his goddamn fucking body. It's unbelievable how much fucking pretension and bullshit that guy, everything he says, everything he spouts off, his ideology, his bullshit fucking things that he doesn't practice himself, but will tell you to fucking live your life that way. Let's not talk about Russell Brand. Let's not talk about Russell Brand because I will fucking explode.
Right, okay, but now I'm feeling insulted because you compared me to him.
No, you sound like him. No. You just sound like him. And when you had the beard a couple days ago, you looked like him.
Right, well,
you look like one. How do you know he's a Russell Brand? He looks like one.
So I mean, I'd probably end up being that kind of guy you'd hate.
Probably.
I can't stand Chris Martin out of Coldplay.
God, Coldplay sucks.
Don't be wrong. Like when their first album came out, Parachutes, that was fucking brilliant. And still to this day, I will always love that album because it was very revolutionary. It brought that sort of acoustic guitar revolution back. Which before that, bands like Travis and stuff reintroduced the acoustic guitar into rock again in this country. And then that's when the acoustic guitar sort of came back, and I probably wouldn't have gotten on with the acoustic guitar if it wasn't for like a Coldplay or a Travis and stuff like that. So I'll give him the props for that. But no, he's become like a Bono arrogant cunt now, and I'm not into their music's so fucking bland. It is unbelievable. Don't like them. Let's name bands we don't like. I don't like fucking Coldplay. Don't like fucking Snow Patrol. I'm not going to mention the fucking obvious One Directions and Biebers. Of course, I'm a talented original guy. Of course, I fucking hate that manufactured shit.
You're not 12.
I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to waste my breath talking about that.
You are not 12, nor a child or a girl.
No, exactly. I'm not a big fan of Ed Sheeran. I'm not a big fan of people who mix hip hop with acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I'm an elitist in that sort of sense. I think I like hip hop. I like the acoustic guitar. Keep them away, though.
Sure.
I don't like white guys trying to rap. Some people like that, so there's a market for it, and that's why he's doing really well at it. People who put on fake, phony voices when they're trying to sing. Classic examples: a guy out called Passenger now. I met this guy, played a small festival with him a few years ago. Lovely lad. really nice guy. Spoke to him and stuff like that. But fucking hell, when he was playing, he did a cover version of "The Sound of Silence" by Simon and Garfunkel, whom I fucking love.
Sure.
But he sang it in a way that you couldn't sing along with the guy. He was singing it, trying to sing it so differently, and I was just like, dude. That's like it's a song that everyone likes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Be facilitating. Enable people to sing along with you.
That song is about connection.
Like, listen to the passenger's voice, and you'll know exactly what I mean. It's that put on forced voice, and he did it in a way like I can't enjoy this.
Disgusting.
I can't sing along with you. I can't harmonize with you because you're trying to fucking. I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to sing, but I'm trying to be a fucking original. I'm like, fuck, that's not your voice. It's not your voice. I try and let my singing voice to be as natural as possible.
Sure.
Like literally, when people hear, I tried to sneak a song once of mine into a playlist when I was a window cleaner for a while that I'd recorded onto this like all other different famous artists, and I stuck one of my songs in there, and straight away people going, "That's you, innit?" Because it's not a million miles away from how I talk.
Sure.
So my voice is recognised because I'm not putting anything on. It's what's coming out of there. Whereas I don't believe for a second that that's what's coming out of Passenger.
Yeah.
Like it's a put on. I'm trying to be different. I've listened to a shitload of fucking Ben Howard and Bon Iver, and now I'm copying them.
Yeah.
So he's a copy.
Sure.
Of a copy, and then other people are going to copy that. And
I'm sure it's infuriating.
It is very, and it's just, I don't, but because they're musicians, it's like, okay, I'd rather the kids like that than a One Direction or a Bieber. That's the lesser of two evils.
Sure, I get you.
For me, but I don't want to complain too much about it.
Yeah, I get you. I've got to be honest, though, man. I really hope that you're able to find that creative drive again, and you're able to put out more music because, look, I'm not easily impressed when it comes to music, especially anything that just out of nowhere. I do try to delve into the underground stuff, to the independent music, and there's just, like you're saying, there's so much crap out there.
Yeah.
But I heard something in your voice that just really made me go. I stopped. I mean, it really stopped me in my tracks, and I was very impressed. And the fact that I was getting to know you, I would have been completely hard on you had you have sucked shit. But the fact that you really are truly an amazing vocalist and you play the guitar with emotion, everything you do, I feel connected to it. And that's why I really had to have you on.
Oh, man.
So I greatly appreciate you coming on. And I hope everyone stays on for a few more minutes here and watches the video I'm about to put on after this. It is Empty Nest Syndrome. It is live, and it was during some type of competition you were in. And you won this round of competition.
I actually went on to judge the competition the next year.
No
actually,
shit.
No, I didn't win the competition. No,
but you won this heat. It was during this
yeah.
heat. It said that you won, like you were in heat 4 and you won that heat. I don't know how far you actually went.
There wasn't much competition though in that one. It was by a landslide.
Yeah. Well, the song.
I did do a Rocky celebration though when I did win. Fuck that humble shit.
No, fuck that.
I celebrate.
The song is emotional. It's very good, and like I said, I hope that you find the drive to get in there and start making more music because you have an absolute gift, my friend. And I hope that a lot of people on here support you and go share your music around a little bit. Let's stroke this guy's ego a little bit to get him going to.
I might cock.
Or cock if you're in the neighborhood. It's completely fine. So Ed Crowley, everybody. Thank you very much for coming on, and you are the man, my friend. Can you anything you want to plug?
No, just our stuff. I want to plug you.
Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. This is Creators Corner number 5. Ed Crowley. Till next time. Thank you very much. We're out.
Cheers, dude. How much? That much. Got it? That's all I need. This one's called Empty Nest Syndrome. day in the field. 3 kids always telling me that slow the Ferrari down every time we go round the bend. I got 2 in high school and 1's in college. I love to watch them Crowley knowledge. Books on the shelves, just help yourselves, boys. Running in the garden now. It gets harder every day. I try to find a way to fill the gap they left when they went away. But a family makes a home. They never tell you what it's like when they leave you alone. You gave them wings they've never flown. But an empty house is not a home. But an empty house is not a home. Me and Mum live in a council house. Been bought and paid for, but not for long. It's been mortgaged twice and the heating's gone. My sisters went off to go live their lives. My dad's 59 and he's had 4 wives. I think he thinks he's a millionaire. But it gets harder on your own when you have got no family around you anymore. But a family makes a home, but they never tell you how to cope when they leave you alone. You gave them wings, but you've never flown. But an empty nest is not a home. No, an empty nest is not a home. There's just no way you let me know exactly how I feel when I will never